Hello guys, Sebastian here, and we just received a new ban list. We haven't looked into it yet, and this will be my live reaction. Okay, so from July 1st, so this time we won't have a lot of time between the ban list and its implementation, which is really nice, so the Worlds players actually get to test a bit more. The limits have different effects on them, so let's see. Okay, so this is a really good start, because this seemed like an oversight on last ban list that they didn't hit Destiny Hero harder, because Destiny Hero was able to search basically any card in the game by going to 21 cards and draw the entire deck. They can, even with dominance hit, they can still basically draw the entire deck, but now it's a lot more susceptible to hand traps. Because without dominance you still need to go into the Link 3. If you're interested, I can post a combo for it later. Okay, then Unsinkable Titanica. Yeah, this was used in a Stardust FTK even after the first one got hit. So just an FTK hit. Springen's Blast. Yeah, this card was also in a pseudo FTK because a lot of Branded actually performed really well in the KC Cup, because Branded was able to use the Springen skill and just search this, and then they ended on Springen's Kit and Mirror Jade, activated Springen's Blast and blocked off 2 zones, so nice Konami, good that you hit this. Nicomane King is kind of a meme, but it's understandable because Destiny Hero can still basically draw the entire deck and turn skip the opponent with Nicomane King. Not anymore. Anti-Aircraft Flower is kind of funny because it was an FTK with V-Trooper. Synchram, also an FTK hit. Yeah, this was used with Zodiac. Flame Spirit Ignis. Ah yeah, inflict damage not once per turn, okay. Limit 1, Crimson Dragon. Thank God, Necro Valley's gone from Stardust. That was the most frustrating aspect to play against the deck, so thank you Konami, this was the correct hit. Maybe they get hit even more? I don't know. Okay, Mask of Restrict is also basically a hit against Stardust and Destiny Hero, because yeah, there were some Stardust that actually didn't end on Necro Valley and just put Mask of Restrict in the back row instead. And against Destiny Hero this was just very annoying to face. But since Dominance is not a limit 1 anymore, we have to see what Destiny Hero will come up with now. Rainbow Life. Oh, okay. I mean, the explanation that's written besides it is kinda understandable. So if they hit Rainbow Life, do they also hit Teva and Hollow Life Barrier? We'll see. Red Ice Burn. Oh, was Red Ice able to FTK with this? Yeah, okay, Silver Rocket kinda makes sense, because End of Dominion is coming soon. There are already a lot of spoilers and the rocket support looks really strong. Blasting Ruins. Teva. Hollowed Life Barrier. Okay, so they basically hit all the turn skip cards harder. Not exactly turn skip, but decks can just bank on their turn 2 skill. Basically skip your opponent's turn by skipping the battle phase and then try to clear the board and win the resource game. But if those are hit, this is gonna nuke the entire format. Trident, okay, no more extra deck rip with Stardust, that's nice. Explode Rocket, yeah, they really okay, maybe they playtested Rocket a bit and see that it's too strong, because they get a free red reboot. Rose Whip, that card could have been banned, but I don't know yet how it is utilized in Duel Links. because of skills it's a lot less good. But the Adventurer package is coming and Rose Whip stops that. So maybe that's because of that. Because the Adventurer engine needs to activate 2 spell traps to out it. Cursed Bill. Another burn card. Okay, Konami. But maybe they could also just implement a change that there can be no burn damage done on the first and second turn, but whatever. Okay, nice little boost to Predator Plant by bringing both to 2. They were not playing limit 2 anyways, as far as I know, so that's fine. Tuning. Oh, I don't agree with this one. They probably should have hit Stardust Trail. Or maybe they hit another tuner too, but I think because they're too new and ultra rares, maybe they didn't hit them. Tuning is a bit older and just got a reprint, so I can understand why they hit Tuning, but I still think it's not the right choice. Mono Valmonica? Okay. Yeah, Valmonica kind of performed well in the KC Cup, so I can see that they get hit a bit. But now's the most oh no, I'm seeing it. Drone Lockbird. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting for Wars format. Maybe Nibiru's on there then as well. Because if Drone Lockbird is here and Nibiru's here, that opens up a lot of hand trap avenues for more decks, because most of the decks went to board breakers because hand traps were just not impactful enough. Like, Stardust was still playing some hand traps, but not a lot, and they only played hand traps because they were searchable anyways. So if you already had your combo pieces, you were just searching for Veiler or Ghost Mauler instead. Hot Red, okay. Frees up the limit 1 for Red Dragon Archfiend, which they will now use Crimson Dragon on, I think. Basically just equalizes if they play Crimson Dragon. Be Buster Drake. Yeah, now that Necro Valley is hit, it's fine to give ABC back some pieces. Ah, Nibiru as well, okay. That's really interesting, giving back Droll and Nibiru, in order to promote diversification in the meta game. That's a good description, because now Trap Tricks and all the decks that had limit 3s can now play Nibiru and Droll anymore. Especially Trap Tricks will be very happy about the Nibiru unhit, because now they can actually start with Strenna plus Granite again to search for Nibiru. And it's kinda hard to clear their board in under 5 summons because of their back row. But maybe Stardust is just that powerful that it doesn't really matter. Because, oh, okay, Garden is unhit too. Yeah, Trap Tricks is definitely back. Oh, this seems dangerous, but maybe there's something in the skill changes. Because if they unhit those, they have to have hit the Ethereum skill. Okay, and for Rush we don't really care. I guess Hero, Dark Galaxy, Gradius. Was Dark Magician doing anything? Okay. Yeah, but now we will have to look at the skill changes. So, skill rebalancing. Okay, yeah. As expected, Therion got hit. Oh, those are a lot of changes. Dueling is Ramen is a rush skill. Darkness returns and Hard Rock Overture, I don't know them. Okay. You can only use this skill second and third effect once per duel. Okay, Therion is not viable anymore. I'm sorry, guys. They just lost their entire extra deck and every splashable engine. So now, while they may be able to play the Valence field spells again, they lost their extra deck for it, so what does Therion even end on now? I mean, I guess they are still kinda good at breaking boards, but they basically also lose a monster zone. They lose a lot of flexibility now. Yeah, and the second part can be activated from turn 2 onward. That should have been there at release. But yeah, Therion is not a tiered deck anymore, I think. Then United Dragon. Okay, they made it easier. if you control the Dark Magician or your opponent controls a monster. So still has to be tested because some of the extra deck monsters are treated as Dark Magician. Previously you had to control the Dark Magician Knight, which was a dragon, and this was treated as Dark Magician, so maybe now you can also start with the other fusion that summons back a Dark Magician from graveyard and still get a skill. That would be really nice, especially because, yeah, we're still playing Dark Magician for our next game in the deck progression series, which will return regularly now. Yeah, besides that, the skill didn't really change. Varian Battlemorph. Finally, they did it correctly. They gave back the counter trap to the deck, but now it's by skill. So you can't just search it from the Drug Luxion, but this deck can. Kinda nice. So they just can't search degenerate stuff anymore, like before, but now they get Tachyon Transmigration for search. So they actually have two viable traps to search instead of searching Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. So this is a rush skill, that doesn't matter. This also seems like rush skill because it adds a fusion. And Hard Rock Overture, I don't think it's relevant. Okay, so for an overview. Destiny Hero was hit, Stardust was hit, and Therion got murdered. The other decks are kinda fine. Branded cannot... Yeah, most of the stuff on the banlist is actually really good, because Stardust lost Necro Valley, Dominance basically prevents Destiny Hero from getting to any card consistently now, because now hand traps will be more prominent again, and hand traps completely stop Destiny Hero. I mean, they can still land on Plasma DPE, but now at least they don't search cards in addition to that. Yeah, and Therion got nuked. As soon as the new box drops, I will also be posting another meta breakdown. Until then, my next commentary on the new stuff will be on the TPC, so look forward to the update. See you guys, bye.